Creative Canvas.
Hi, I'm Gia. I'm going to tell you the journey of the seven balloons. Once upon a time, in a small, cheerful village, there lived seven colorful balloons: blue, green, yellow, pink, red, orange, and purple. They weren't ordinary balloons. They had dreams, feelings, and a wish to explore the world beyond the toy shop window, where they hung every day. One breezy morning, a little girl named Mia came to the shop with a bright smile. It was her birthday, and she wished for balloons that would carry her happiness to the skies. The shopkeeper gave her the seven brightest balloons tied together with a silky black ribbon. Mia walked out into the sunlight. The balloons felt a thrill in their stringy tails. "This is a chance," whispered Orange. The others bounced with the excitement. Mia let go of the ribbon for just a moment to hug her mother. And in that moment, a gust of wind lifted the balloons high into the air. Up, up they went, over the rooftops, across the river, and into the open sky. Blue felt the breeze and sang a song only clouds could hear. Yellow danced in the sunlight, reflecting golden rays. Green waved at the trees. Pink admired the blooming flower below, and red dreamed of painting the sunsets. Orange kept everyone laughing with the jokes, while purple washed in, all quiet and wide-eyed. They flew over mountains, cities, and seas, spreading joy wherever they went. People looked up, smiled, and made wishes. The balloons realized that their journey was not just about freedom, but about bringing happiness to everyone they met. At the end of the day, as the sun tipped below the horizon, the balloons gently floated down into a quiet field. They had shared their light with the world, and now it was time to rest. From that day on, villagers would often find a single balloon in their garden, a bright dot of color in the sky, or hear children laugh as they spotted them flying together. And whenever someone felt sad, they had looked up and smiled, knowing the seven balloons were still out there on their endless journey of joy. Everyone, stay tuned for the next story. The next story will be about lollipop. The sweet adventure of Lulu and Pop. In the magical land of Sugarville, where the clouds were made of cotton candy and the rivers flowed with chocolate milk, lived two best friends, Lulu and Pop, the swirly lollipops. Lulu had bright red and yellow swirls with a shiny green bow, while Pop was blue and orange with a cute pink bow. They lived on Lollipop Lane in a jar that sparkled in the sunlight. One morning, the Candy Queen sent a message across Sugarville. The rainbow sugar crystals are missing from the gumdrop garden. Without the crystals, all the sweets in the land would lose their sparkle. Lulu spun excitedly. "Let's go find them." "Noted," will bring back the sparkle they twirled out of their jar, bouncing along the jelly bean pot. Along the way, they met gummy beer guards, crossed a bridge made of waffle sticks, and even rode off marshmallow clouds. At the edge of the garden, they found a trail of sugar sparkles leading into the licorice forest. There they discovered that a shy little creature called the Crumbler had taken the crystals, not to steal them, but to build a glowing nightlight because he was afraid of the dark. Lulu smiled kindly. "You don't have to be scared. We can help." Together, they made a new night light from glowing jelly stars. The Crumbler happily returned the rainbow sugar crystals, and the gumdrop garden sparkled once again. When Lulu and Pops returned, the Candy Queen threw a grand sweet parade in their honor, and everyone cheered for the bravest solid lollipops in all of Sugar Village. From that day on, Lulu and Pop became Sugar Village's official adventure sweets, ready for any sugary quest. In a candy kingdom far away lived a bright blue and orange lollipop named Quarterly. Quarterly sparkled under the sun, dreaming of a grand candy fair. Every sweet in the land admired Twirly's bold colors and perfect soul, but Twirly felt incomplete without an adventure. Now, our coming up story will be about birthday hat. The party hat parade. In a box under the big stage of Celebration Town, 3 colorful birthday hats lived side by side: Strippy, Starry, and Dorothy. Strippy was bold with the yellow and blue stripes, always ready to lead our cheer. Starry pink with golden stars, loved to twirl and sparkle. Dorothy green with pink dots was the shyest but kindest of them all. Each year, the Great Birthday Festival chose one hat to be the crowning hat, the one placed on the birthday child's head as they made their wish. This year, all 3 hats dreamed it would be their turn. The night before the festival, the hats chatted. "I hope I get picked," said Trippy proudly. "I have got the loudest colors, but wishes need magic," whispered Starry, "and I sparkle like the stars." Dottie quietly smiled. Maybe the perfect hat is the one that brings the biggest smile. The next day, as music filled the air and balloons floated everywhere, the hats were brought out onto the stage. The birthday child, a little girl named Anaya, looked at them thoughtfully. Then she giggled and said, "I can't pick just one. They are all too fun." So the mayor announced, "For the first time ever, we shall have a party hat parade." Each hat took her turn. Strippy danced first, spinning like a top. Terry followed with a dazzling twirl, and then came Dottie, who shyly waved, only to see the entire crowd cheer with joy. In the end, Anaya wore all 3 hats together, laughing and clapping as everyone sang "Happy Birthday." And from that day on, the party hat parade became a new tradition where every hat had its moment to shine. One day, the town forgot to plan the annual Fun Day festival. Everyone was too busy and too tired, but Sparky, Glitter, and Poppy knew Hatville needed a little fun. That night, they wiggled out of the box and zoomed through the streets, lighting up the sky with the sparkles, balloon, and confetti. The townspeople woke up to music, decorations, and the smell of cupcakes. Children laughed, grown-ups danced, and everyone smiled. No one knew how the magic happened, but the hats did. From that day on, the three hats became legends in Hatville, symbols of joy, friendship, and the surprise magic that can brighten even the dullest days. Here's a story about cakes made specially for children, just coming up. The magical birthday cake tower. Once upon a time, in a village called Sweetberry Hill, there lived a baker named Mr. Sprinkle. He was famous for making the most delicious and colorful cakes anyone had ever seen. But one day, he decided to do something he had never done before. Bake a 5-layer magical birthday cake. Each layer had a special power. The blue layer on top sparkled with tiny dots and gave the power of laughter. The pink and orange layer had golden stars and granted happy dreams. The green and yellow layer was dotted with pink bubbles and gave energy to dance all night. The chocolate brown layer made anyone who ate it super kind and caring. And the bottom yellow layer, sitting on a blueberry blue plate, had the sweetest wish-making magic. When the cake was ready, he placed a single candle on top and brought it to the village square. This cake, he said, will only light its candle when the person with the biggest heart makes a wish. All the children lined up and took turns, but the candle didn't glow. Then came Leela, a little girl known for helping animals and cheering up her friends. She closed her eyes and whispered, "I wish everyone in the world could smile today." Suddenly, the candle light up with a soft golden flame, and the whole cake began to glow. Everyone cheered, and they shared the magical cake together. That night, the whole village danced, dreamed happy dreams, and woke up smiling. And from then on, every birthday in Sweetberry Hill had a little magic. Thanks to Mr. Sprinkle's magical cake tower. One child made a wish to bake a cake for his birthday. In a cheerful little town, tucked between sunflower fields and candy-colored house, there was a tiny bakery that every child adored. The Magic Cake Bakery. It wasn't just any bakery. Here, cakes were not just baked, they were born from imagination. Every cake had a story, and every story began with a wish. Children from all around came to the bakery with twinkling eyes and big dreams. Some wished for a rocket cake that could take them to the stars. Others dreamed of a rainbow unicorn cake that sang lullaby, and the baker, a kind-hearted woman with love in her fear and magic in her hands, would listen carefully and bring those dreams to life. She believed that cakes were not only made of eggs and sugar, they were made of laughter, wonder, and sprinkle of stardust. Each bite made children giggle, smile, and sometimes even fly, well, almost. But whether it was a parade-shaped cake for a birthday or a forest fairy cupcake for a tea party, every treat had the power to turn on an ordinary date into a magical adventure. The party is still going on, so don't go anywhere. Be with me. The next story would be the favorite one, ice cream cone. The tale of the colorful cones. Once upon a time, in a magical land called Scoopville, 5 cheerful ice cream cones lived happily in the frosty forest. Each cone had a unique flavor and a vibrant personality to match its color. Orange Cone was the leader of the group, always bright and full of energy. He was made of zesty orange sorbet and loved planning adventures. Pink Cone, the strawberry queen, was full of sweet ideas and loved to make her friends laugh with silly jokes and songs. Green Cone, the minty magician, could cool any heated argument with a wave of his creamy charm. He often solved their problems with logic and magic sprinkles. Brown Cone, made of rich chocolate, was the wisest of them all. He had a warm heart and always gave the best advice. Purple Cone, the dreamy grape delight, was a fantastic storyteller. She would often gather everyone around to share tales of distant lands and daring deeds. One sunny day, a warm breeze swept over Scoopville, threatening to melt the happy cones. But instead of panicking, they worked together. Green Cone conjured a cool mist. Pink Cone kept everyone cheerful, and Orange Cone led them to the shade of the gumdrop tree. Thanks to teamwork and friendship, the cones stayed safe and learned that their differences made them stronger together. From that day on, they became known as the Fantastic Five of Scoopville, guardians of sweet unity and cool kindness. And they lived happily ever after, deliciously even after. The sun beat down on the small coastal town of Thebes, turning pavement into a sizzling griddle and driving people toward anything that could offer relief for 10-year-old Lily. That relief came in the form of the favorite treat, a double scoop of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream in a freshly made waffle cone. Every summer, Lily and her grandfather visited sweet souls the oldest ice cream parlor in town. The place had a comforting scent of sugar and cream, and the old wooden booths creaked with every laugh and lick. This summer was different, though. Her grandfather was not as strong as before. He walked slower, tired faster, and smiled a little less. Still, he insisted they keep the tradition alive. Ice cream tastes better when it's shared, he said, patting her shoulder as they stood in line. As they reached the counter, the girl pressed her hands eagerly against the glass display. "Double scoop, cookie dough, waffle cone, please," she said, practically bouncing. Her grandfather, ever the classic man, got a single scoop of vanilla in a cup. They walked to their favorite bench under the big oak tree across the street. Lily licked her cone, savoring the cold sweetness that made her tongue tingle. Her grandfather watched her with a soft smile, clearly spooning his ice cream. "I used to eat those cones when I was your age," he said, chuckling, "but now they are too fast for me. Melt quicker than I can finish them." Our next Comic Up story is on Gift Box. The Magical Gift Box. In the heart of a colorful village called Rainbow Ridge, there was a gift box unlike any other. It sat quietly in the middle of the town square, wrapped in panel of red, green, and blue, topped with a shiny yellow ribbon and a violet lid that shimmered in the sun. No one knew who had placed it there. The villagers whispered stories about it. Some said it held endless candy. Others believed it granted wishes. But the most popular tale was that it chose one special person each year to open it. One bright morning, little Mia, a curious girl with big dreams and a bigger heart, approached the box. She didn't wish for toys or treasures, just for her village to be happy forever. As she touched the golden ribbon, the box puckered and gently opened. A floated, shimmering light, forming glowing balloons, joyful milk, and sparkling confetti. But the greatest surprise of all, what it left behind, a warm feeling in every villager's heart and a message that read, "Joy grows when shared." From that day forward, the gift box stayed in the square, opening only for those with kind wishes. One gift box, neatly wrapped, with no name, no note, just a golden ribbon tied in a perfect bow. Curious and curious, Eva brought it inside. Inside the box was a single, old-fashioned key and a folded piece of paper that read, "For the door you have forgotten." Her heart skipped. Years ago, her grandmother's attic had a locked door no one could open, filled with whispered family stories and forgotten time. With trembling hands, Eva climbed the creaky stairs, key in hand. The key slid in perfectly. Behind the door, she found a Steve photo album, love letters, and treasures from generations past, memories sealed away. Now returned to her, the box has not just held a key, it had unlocked her history. So one another written gift box is ready. A charming gift box wrapped with love and sprinkled with joy. Inside lies a sweet surprise, a cupcake made to melt heart. Perfect for birthdays, celebrations, or just to say you are special. Because the best gift come in small delicious packages. It is a return gift for those who spend the time with us, to those who took the time to bring their little ones to this party. This return gift is a small token of love for the kids from our side. Thank you. So hope you liked all these stories, but don't go anywhere. Bring you one last delightful story, this time about delicious cupcakes. Each bite is a burst of sweetness that lifts your mood, soft, fluffy, and topped with creamy goodness. These cupcakes steal the spotlight at every party. So, come along and dive into the sweet world of cupcakes. The Cupcake Carnival. In the land of frosting ton, a magical place made of sugar and dreams, there live 5 colorful cupcakes, each with a personality as sweet as their frosting. Pink Sprinkles, with a tail yellow candle, was the cheerful birthday cupcake who loved to celebrate everyone's special day. Sunny Swirl, topped with golden yellow frosting and a tiny red heart, was the kindest of them all. She spread love and hugs wherever she went. Choco Star, rich in chocolate with sparkly stars, was the brave cupcake who always led the way through new adventures in Candy Canyon. Berry Bright, with her blueberry, blue wrapper, and cherry on top, was the brainy one. She solved mysteries like who ate the last gummy bear. Peachy Pop, with rainbow sprinkles and a green candle, was the party planner. Every weekend, she threw a mini celebration in Frosting Ton Square. One day, the cupcakes got a message from the Queen of Cream. The Great Frostington Carnival needs you. Excited, they gathered together to create the sweetest show ever. They sang, danced, and told stories, making all the treats in town laugh and cheer. As fireworks made of jelly beans lit the sky, the Queen declared, "These cupcakes have the warmest hearts in all of Frostington." From that day forward, the 5 cupcakes were crowned the sweethearts of the carnival, spreading joy wherever they rolled. The cupcake that changed everything. It all started on a rainy Tuesday. Emma Carter sat behind the counter of her tiny bakery, Sweet Whisk, watching the drizzle press lazy lines down the window. Business had been slower than usual, The scent of warm vanilla and caramel filled the air, but no one came in to enjoy it. She sighed, wiping her hands on her floor-dusted apron. Only one tray of cupcakes remained from the morning batch. 6 delicate creations, each crowned with a swirl of pink, buttercream, and a tiny, edible pearl. Emma had topped them blush blossoms and posted their picture on social media. But the usual 3 likes and 1 looks good comment from her aunt didn't bring in any customers. She was just about to start cleaning up when the bell above the door jingled. A man stepped in, shaking the rain from his coat. "Smells amazing in here," he said, glancing around. He had kind eyes and the exhausted look of someone who needed sugar and a nap. Emma smiled politely. "Thanks. Can I get you anything?" He looked at the cupcakes, his gaze softening. "Actually, yeah. One of those pink ones. They look like something my daughter would have been begged for." She boxed it carefully and handed it over. He paid, left a generous tip, and was gone as quickly as he came. Emma didn't think anything of it, just another customer. But the next morning, her phone buzzed non-stop. Her bakery's Instagram had exploded. Thousands of likes, hundreds of comments. She scrolled in disbelief until she found the source. A post from Chef Miles, a celebrity food critic with millions of followers. He had posted a photo of the cupcake with the caption, "Rainy day found this tiny place, this cupcake, magic, tastes like childhood and hope." Emma dropped her phone. By noon, a line stretched down the block. The next few weeks were a blur. Emma barely had time to breathe, let alone rest. Everyone wanted a taste of the blush blossom. Order poured in from across the city. Local news ran a segment on the cupcake that broke the internet. Bloggers came. Influencer posed with her treats. She even got a call from a producer asking if she had been open to a baking show. But success came with pressure. She hired 2 helpers, expanded the menu, and extended her hours. Yet, no matter how many cupcakes she made, it was never enough. People complained if the frosting was too light or the pearls were not shining enough. One blogger called a batch uninspired. Someone even claimed her for the originals and accused her of selling out. Emma felt like the cupcake had taken over her life. One evening, after the last customer had left and her staff had gone home, she sat on a stool in the kitchen, surrounded by cupcake trays. Her hands were sore, her apron strained. She started at the oven, wondering when baking had stopped being joyful. Thank you so much for watching this video, enjoying the drawing, and listening to the story. Your support means a lot to me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for more creative content. Thank you.